Reality Zero, home to an energy source known as the Zero Point. Many threats have come to the island to try to destroy it, but there's been one group that has been here to defend it. Today, we're going to be going over the extensive lore history of Fortnite Battle Royale's most heroic group, the Seven. Before we actually talk about the Seven, we need to go back to the end of Chapter 1, Season 3, where meteors started appearing above the sky. Meteorites started crashing down to the ground. But interesting thing to note about this is that those meteorites actually didn't hurt players. They just destroyed the environment as well as any buildings or player-built structures.
That got in its way.
Yep. But the players were not harmed. Once Chapter 1 Season 4 dropped, the meteor struck Dusty Depot, turning it into Dusty Divot. And on the 7th week, the first member of the Seven was revealed. The Seven's navigational expert, the Visitor.
Yes.
The Visitor utilized a prop rocket and utilized the hop rock scattered across Dusty Divot to create a fully functioning rocket. One that took him inside the in-between while also creating the crack in the sky. That crack lasted for the rest of Season 4 and the majority of Season 5. We wouldn't see another member of the Seven again until Season X, with the arrival of the Seven's engineer. Enter the Scientist. The Scientist was the member of the Seven that constructed the Rift Beacons in Season X, and was the Seven member who made a plan to reset the Zero Point when it started destabilizing reality. But there was another member of the Seven known during Season X. This was towards the end of Chapter 1. Enter the first ever female member of the Seven, as well as the Seven's pilot, an inside agent for the Seven working inside the Imagined Order, the Paradigm. The Paradigm was the person who piloted the mech in the final showdown event in Season 9. But in order to stop the Devourer, she had to crack open the outer shell of the Zero Point, thus allowing the Zero Point to destabilize. What a lot of people don't know is that the Paradigm was actually a prisoner of the Imagined Order alongside another member of the Seven. But we'll get to this member later. Once the Chapter 1 island, codenamed Athena, was sucked into a black hole, and when the Chapter 2 island, Apollo, was born, we never saw the Seven again until Chapter 2, Season 6, with the arrival of the leader of the Seven during the Zero Crisis finale solo experience. Enter the Foundation. The Foundation teamed up with the former agent of the Imagined Order, John Jones, to heal the Zero Point, so to speak. However, while the Zero Point's blooming process was revealed to be a success, it didn't last very long. So the Foundation sacrificed himself by sealing the 0 point itself inside a tower of stone known as the Spire. And funnily enough, the Spire was actually made out of a substance called the chrome. We'll talk more about this substance later on down the line. And we wouldn't see the 7 after that, because the Last Reality invaded the island. When the Last Reality's mothership came to the island, they destroyed the Spire, causing the Foundation to be sent into the last reality that the 0 point was calibrated to, which was reality NF1935, or the DC reality. This is actually seen in the final comic book issue for Batman Fortnite 0 point. However, once the Foundation entered the universe, he was confronted by the world's greatest detective, Batman. After a short scuffle, the Foundation, alongside Batman, decided that the Imagined Order was a danger to all reality. And so they decided to work together to close a rift in the sky above Metropolis. However, a multiversal villain known as the Batman Who Laughs made it through to the loop, with the Foundation following suit. The Foundation fought the Batman Who Laughs and succeeded in being the last person to survive inside of the loop's storm, thus allowing the Foundation to escape the loop. However, when he was still inside the loop, and after he had defeated the Batman Who Laughs, he realized his visor was cracked. The 7 can survive inside the loop because they all have airtight suits, which not only keep their memories, but allow them to talk inside of the loop as well. Once the Foundation escaped the loop, he went to find Jones, who at this point in time was captured by the Imagined Order. And during the finale of Chapter 2, the Foundation rescued Jones, reached the bridge, and instructed Jones to disable the island's gyro systems, thus flipping the island from the Chapter 2 island Apollo to the current island we are on for Chapter 3, nicknamed Artemis.
Fun fact, all of these maps are named based on Greek gods.
Yeah. Athena being the mother of Apollo and Artemis. Now, the Artemis Island, or the Chapter 3 Island, actually housed the hidden home of the 7, Sanctuary. And our job was to help the 7 get prepared for a war against the Imagined Order. Now, it should be noted that when the island flipped, it stopped the Cube Queen's plan of destroying all reality. The Cube Queen being the leader of the Last Reality, mind you. However, there was infighting amongst the members of the 7 as to what to do with the Paradigm. Because some believed her to be an ally, while others believed her to be a traitor. However, this infighting had to be put on hold as the Imagined Order's invasion of Artemis began in Chapter 3, Season 2. The war for reality began during that season, and 2 new members of the 7 were featured in that season's Battle Pass.
The Imagined and
the Maverick of the 7, the Imagined, and the Seven's field general and tactician, as well as the former Cube King of the Last Reality, the Origin. Now, it should be noted that the scientist and the Imagined were the ones that stuck by the Paradigm, believing she was an ally. However, the two that thought she was a traitor were the Origin and the Foundation. Because the Origin had a hunch that when he was stuck in the prison cell alongside the Paradigm, she had inside help to escape. Which wasn't true. The Paradigm was forced to work alongside the Imagined Order, or suffer the same fate as the Origin. Now, the final member of the Seven introduced in Chapter 3, Season 2 was the Imagine's twin sister and the spy for the Seven, the Order. Funnily enough, the Imagined and the Order are actually named after the Imagined Order. This is because the Imagined and the Order are actually the daughters of the leader of the Imagined Order, Geno, a mysterious figure who the Foundation believes has total control over the Omniverse.
Scientist, as you were saying.
During the Chapter 3, Season 2 end event Collision, the Imagined sacrificed herself to stop Geno's plot of erasing Reality Zero and restarting it from scratch.
Which, fun fact, if you looked really closely, they didn't have a Geno model, so they used Gunner's model for it.
Yeah. However, while the Imagined was discorporated after touching an uncalibrated 0 point, the same thing happened to Geno, but afterwards, he reformed. With the Foundation and Jones following suit once they fell into the 0 point. Geno thanked the Foundation for showing him the error of his ways, and told him that the time was now for the Seven to keep the 0 point safe. Otherwise, it would be the end of all realities. After that, the island started celebrating the defeat of the Imagined Order and the destruction of the Collider, the IO's weapon system, or Doomsday device, whichever you prefer. This was when the Reality Tree was on the island. The Reality Tree was connected to the 0 point. And while the Reality Tree was on the island, it spread its roots across it.
Go to bed, boy.
Bringing in POIs that a lot of people really enjoyed. Including Tilted Town from Season X, Coral Castle, and Colossal Coliseum from the Chapter 2 days, with Coral Castle being from Chapter 2 Season 3 and the worst POI in Chapter 2 history, or Fortnite history, and Colossal Coliseum being from Chapter 2 Season 5. And if you look closely, Flutterbarn is actually based around Neo Tilted from Season 9 of Chapter 1. During the final week of Chapter 3, Season 3, the Daily Bugle was replaced with Lazy Lagoon from Chapter 1, Season 8. Once all the roots had spread across the island to the Spawn Island, The energy of these roots started receding back to the reality tree. That was because the mysterious figure featured inside of the at the very end of the Chapter 3 Season 3 cinematic trailer arrived on the island, spreading the chrome substance across the island and roaming the scientist, the origin, and the visitor. The Paradigm was the only survivor, and flew into a calibrated 0 point to her home reality, which is reality 659, to find a way to stop the chrome, which is controlled by another member of the last reality, the Herald. This is where the storyline for the Seven might take a dark turn, because my theory is that in the Chapter 3 finale event, Fracture, this is the point where the Seven fail to save the island, as well as all reality. But we'll see you on December 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern for the Chapter 3 finale event, Fracture. And we'll see you soon with our first impressions of Chapter 4. Until then, we'll see you all in the next video. Anything you'd like to add? Splatoon? Anything you'd like to add for the viewers?
You have anything else to say, scientist?
No, I've said all I said.
Ah, well, sorry I was taking a little break and going to get a drink.
No, you're completely fine.
That's all for now, everybody.
We'll see you on December 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern for the Chapter 3 finale event, Fracture.
Yep, I will definitely go live for this event. It's a one-time event. And that's all from the scientist, and I guess I'm Bardock from now on.
Yep.
Peace. And remember,
Peace out, everybody.
don't let some tail lizard thing hunt you down.